I had about 5 meter of surplus RG58 coax in the shack from my 80 meter antenna cable. It was a 15 meter long cable connected to my 80 meter inverted V dipole with apex at around 5.5 meter. The antenna has a 1:1 current balun at the feed point. Still, the noise level was significant on 80 meter band, and hence the attempt at adding this makeshift ugly balun. Took a 4-inch PVC pipe which was also surplus after home plumbing work. The surplus coil could make about 15 turns around the PVC pipe before going to my ATU100 tuner, which was connected to my FT710 radio. Ideal would have been to have 20 to 25 turns, which would push the impedance closer to 50 to 800 ohms. A simple rule for a common mode choke is to have at least 10 times the system impedance. That is, for a 50 ohm system which we use in amateur radio, a minimum of 500 ohms common mode impedance. The calculated common mode impedance of this makeshift ugly balun was just about 285 ohms for the 80 meter band. A simple rule for a common mode choke is to have at least 10 times the system impedance. That is, for a 50 ohm system which we use in amateur radio, a minimum of 500 ohms common mode impedance. When I calculated it for 17 meter band, it was much better at around 1500 ohms. That will be the fifth harmonic band of 80 meter band, an odd harmonic which can be easily tuned with auto tuner in my radio. The seventh harmonic band of 12 meter had a calculated common mode impedance of 800 to 1000 ohms. Peak impedance would have been between 18 MHz and 22 MHz because parasitic capacitance of the coil brings in self-resonance at the self-resonant frequency of the coil. Checked on-air performance of the system by giving a CQ call in CW and checking reverse beacon network in the early morning hours. I could get a plus 13 decibels signal to noise ratio at VU2 Oscar Yankee around 325 kilometers away on 80 meter band. This was the noisy waterfall display on 80 meter band before the surplus RG58 cable was wound as an ugly balun kept within the shack. After winding the surplus 5 meter RG58 coax on a 4-inch PVC former, there seems to be some reduction in the noise level on 80 meter band.